We're back!
Mothra!
Mothra. I mean, it's like, I don't know. Because we've been on camera together, obviously. So
We've been talking a little bit before we went live. And I said I was feeling a little rusty.
No, we're not rusty. It's been you guys, it's been 6 weeks since our last vintage rescue squat. 6 weeks.
That's crazy.
It is. Do you want to know something funny? Because Misty and I talked about this because we had planned on putting Vintage Rescue Squad on hiatus, which okay.
December and July. Sorry, December and June, not July. Because we're in July.
That's a great face you got from. She's like, but the thing was, so we go on hiatus, right? And then the next thing is like Misty's missing a sale, then I'm missing a sale, then Misty's, and I was like, girl, they're gonna think we are hating on each other.
Yeah, it was the curse of the month of June. It was the curse of June was a crazy month.
It was.
There was a lot going on in June.
It was an adventure for sure. Yeah. So, and that's definitely something that we can talk about this evening. You know what I mean? It's just we get up on camera and we try to put our best foot forward, but yet life doesn't stop behind the camera. And sometimes there's just no getting around it. There's no, I'm going to handle it on my own. And next thing you know,
you get a crummy gallbladder.
That it does happen.
Sometimes it does.
Yeah.
Well, we are just the two of us tonight.
It is just the two of us.
And 133 other people.
What?
We can make it if we try. Now listen, there's a reason why there's just the two of us. Michael, do you want to explain why? I'll let you explain why.
Okay. Well, I just thought that given
this was his idea, so that's
why. Look, she's like, it's his idea. They're like, we don't want to see just the two of them. Because we've been gone for 6 weeks. Do you know what I mean? And I just thought it would be nice to kind of start Vintage Rescue Squad back up with the two of us and then start going back to, the normal and having guests on and it is going to rotate. And next week we will have guests back on. But I just thought it would be nice to kind of take the time for us to engage with one another on screen and, of course, to engage with everybody in the chat. And please remember, you guys, that has not changed in regards to Vintage Rescue Squad. You guys play a pivotal role in the discussion. If you have questions that you would like us to answer, please make sure that you're putting it all in caps, so that way it does stand out a little bit better. Can't guarantee we'll get to them all, but we will try. I am so far behind. We're going to give our quick shout outs and then we'll jump right into it. So the first comment that I see is American Totter. Thank you so much for being with us.
Yay.
Good time on Whatnot. We'll talk about Whatnot tonight. We will. Good evening, Linda. Hello, Judy. Hello, Penny. And Albert. Karen Radford in the house.
Whoop.
Hello, Bonnie. Good evening, Amy. How are you tonight?
Oh, Amy.
Oh, Amy, girl.
I noticed Amy joined my membership. She's a member.
We're going to talk about that.
We don't know what it's called, but she's a member of it.
She's a Thrifter Junker Vintage Hunter.
Yeah.
Hey, Kimber Dawn, how you doing? And I always feel like I'm going to pronounce this wrong, but
Shannon. God, I don't know. Shania Twain. Wait, Sharon. Is it Sharon?
There's no R, girl.
Sharon.
Notice I'm just letting her take the lead, and I'm like trying to think. Shannon.
Sounds like Shannon.
You got it.
Well, I think I had seen that Shannon. Wait, what? I'm as sick as a dog had a life-threatening. Oh my goodness.
What?
She said that she's sick as a dog. She had a threatening life death experience on Saturday, resting and couldn't wait. Oh, well,
Shannon.
Shannon, I hope we
Shannon?
can lift your spirits. We
Well,
we certainly did by totally butchering your name, maybe.
she's like, I don't know. You're kind of making me feel a little worse right now. Ooh, it's kind of creeping back up on me. You guys, I'm gonna jump in the chat. So I do HACTNT dessert gal curious. I'm not curious. I know that I like a dessert.
Me
Just
too.
about any dessert, right? Hello, Denise. Hemp Hill Thrifty Creations. Get it. And Nammer Amy, everybody's favorite, winking in us. Go Kitty. Don't worry, she's not bid ending because we're not selling anything this evening.
No.
Hey, Shenanigans and Rob, how are y'all doing tonight? Tammy, hello, LaDonna, good evening. Leslie,
Verna.
guten Abend, guten Abend. You have to say it.
Oh, guten Abend. Verna.
There. Hello, Raven and Glowy and Steel. Oh my gosh, you guys. Uh-oh, I'm going to do a powdered donuts. Powdered donut.
I saw meow, meow, Sarah. Meow,
Oh, Lord. This and that. Hey, Ruthie lady, how you doing? Howdy do, Coleman clan. How y'all doing? Hey, we're going to be with them soon. All right. Hello to everybody.
9 days. No.
9 days.
9 more sleeps.
Honest to God, I was listening to Christmas music. It's one more sleep till Christmas, and
Yep.
So, you guys, again, just keep in mind your German is getting there. Well, practice makes perfect.
Verna, I speak very good German. Ask Tiger.
Oh.
I don't.
Okay.
Whenever I find anything when I'm sourcing and it's in German, I always have to read it just for Tiger because he loves my German dialect so much. I know that he does.
Hey, Peeper, how you doing?
Hey, Sheila.
So let's talk about some stuff. Again, you guys, if you have questions, comments, things that you would like us to discuss, please make sure you throw them up there in the capitals. Thank you again, everybody, for coming back with us on Vintage Rescue Squad. We are going to be going back to every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. We are going to go on a rotational basis. And again, I thought it would just be nice as kind of like a welcome back that it just be Misty and I. And that way it's just a little bit more intimate. I think there's a lot to talk about.
I got a list.
She did. She made a bullet pointed list, right?
Yeah.
So I think a good thing that we can talk about kind of to get the dialogue going is that obviously, and thank you everyone for your compliments on Whatnot. It was an exciting event. I think everybody really did very good on Whatnot. I was pleased with the sale. The technology was a little it got a little glitchy on me personally. So it's always an experience, and that's technology. But that said, you guys, I don't know if you've heard or not, but eBay actually made a press release that they are going to be doing eBay Live. I don't know. Also, YouTube is getting in the game of having very large content creators. And
that's a scary thought, honestly, because they're going to start wanting 30%.
Well, I think especially with, okay, guys, so you all know that, once you're monetized, we do get paid for the advertisements that are viewed. It's on a sliding scale. It never makes any sense if you try to figure it out. So, but content creators, very large content creators, get a lot of sponsorships through their videos. Look, times are tough. YouTube had a huge dip in its advertising dollars. We've definitely have seen that. So YouTube has really, from a lot of chitter chat from a lot of large content creators about getting in different kinds of revenue through Google, through monetization on Google or YouTube. Google owns YouTube. And they're kind of having, it's very much, I think it was Jackie Ina. She is the she's like considered the black beauty guru, and she was on there, and it was a cosmetics company, and she was selling those products direct. I would assume she got a cut of the
Yeah.
total sales, and I would assume Google also got a cut of those sales. So that's something that's really interesting, and it's interesting to see how that will play out at large. But again, YouTube wanting to do it, there's Whatnot, of course, the extravaganza that went. I mean, what are you thinking, Misty Pate, in regards to all of a sudden there's all of these platforms that are doing live shopping now?
Well, I think that it I mean, you're not sitting on product. I mean, for the most part, I mean, if you're having a live sale, for the most part, not all of the time, and because sometimes, especially if you're just starting out, you're not, I mean, trust me, when I first started doing live sales, I would sell maybe 6 out of the 10 things I was trying to sell, not even that sometimes. So but it's your turnaround rate is incredible, and you're not sitting on a bunch of stuff. So I think that with the popularity of live sales, I think that other platforms are seeing it, that it's a way that buyers are getting their items faster, and sellers are wanting to get rid of their inventory a little bit faster too. But I think, though, you know every platform is going to want to take their money. They are going to get a percentage of your sales, so that is something that you have to look into. To me, I know Jeffrey and I had this conversation, but to me, Whatnot taking their cut out, but man, the shipping is so easy, and not having to track down customers. I still have 2 items from last week's sale that I never got information on.
Yeah.
So if you're one of those people, and you haven't gotten an invoice from me yet, I don't have your information, so I'm going to sell it again tomorrow, and then you won't be able to buy from me, because that is the bad part of live reselling, is at least on YouTube. You are it's kind of like the wild, wild west.
Mm-hmm.
You're very much on your own.
Your own, yeah. Well, that's the nice thing about having, as you said, in regards to, yes, we do pay a fee, where we do pay a 4% fee on every transaction, which does include shipping,
Yeah.
through by utilizing PayPal, but it's because we're utilizing a service. And the same thing on eBay. You're utilizing a service, and eBay is promoting, well, you have the ability to reach millions of eyes across the globe. So is there a fee associated with that? Yeah, but is there buyer and seller protection? Are you getting discounted shipping rates by utilizing the eBay platform? You do,
Yeah.
and the same thing with Whatnot. It's a third party that's kind of like an intermediate that
It's
is got.
It's the cost of doing business.
Yeah,
Like Blackberry Thistle. It's the cost of doing business.
yeah,
You're paying for a service,
yeah.
and I don't know. With eBay wanting to do live sales, we all know that eBay's customer service is not always the best.
Non-existent. It's non-existent. As a seller, from everything that I have seen, and just go ahead and put it into the YouTube, and you will see reseller upon reseller. And it's not to say that it's every case, but it can be difficult trying to get something resolved in a meaningful way without getting a rubber stamp reply.
Susan, yes, Whatnot is not going to replace YouTube for me. It's just in addition to. It's just in addition to. It's another stream of income. It's another way to
Yeah.
to be able to buy
Diversify.
and sell, because I'm also a buyer on
Mhm.
Whatnot. So it's just another platform to buy and sell. It's not going to take the place for me on YouTube. I'm still going to have my YouTube sales.
Yeah, and I echo that though too, Susan. It's not gonna Whatnot or eBay or another live selling platform isn't gonna take the place of YouTube. It really is about the diversification as a business. Do you know what I mean? It's not good personally for your finances, nor certainly professionally, if you have all of your eggs in one basket, because at any time YouTube could say, well, you know what, you guys, we've really been running these programs, and if you're going to generate revenue utilizing the platform outside of monetization, then we're going to really have to.
And
You don't
I'm
know.
shocked that that hasn't happened yet. I thought
Well,
for well, yeah, knock on all everyone knock on all the wood.
because if they want 30%, it ain't going to happen. I can tell you that I can't afford to give somebody
No, it ain't
30%
gonna
for
happen.
doing
Then I
nothing.
will be done. And the thing of it is, like, keep in mind though, too, you know, that, and I keep, when you send super chats and stuff to people, which is very generous and it's very, very kind, but YouTube keeps 30% of that. So if you're sending someone like a $5 super chat, not YouTube, but Google, which is YouTube, they're
Yeah.
keeping 30% of that. So that's kind of a raw deal. You know, someone's just trying to be kind and, you know, give you a little tip, $5. And Google's like, well, I'll take 30% of that, please. You know,
Yeah.
but it's the cost of doing business. And I understand that. I mean,
It is.
they got to get their hand in there somehow.
You know, that's true. But yeah, so that's, I mean, honestly, it's, yeah, that's true. And Whatnot's cost is smaller, yes,
it
than
is.
eBay. It is.
The thing of it is, with I saw some people ask about their driver's license. I know that
She
not
froze
everybody, I
shipping.
do, you have to be a verified buyer. And a verified buyer means that you do have to prove who you are. So it protects, it's a safety measure to protect against fraud. So they're not going to sell your information. You're not going to get spam. You're not going to get any of that stuff. It's just basically that you are, you know, you are who you say you are.
And the easiest thing to do that is do exactly what I did. I don't have a credit card
I don't either.
associated with my Whatnot. I have it, if I make a payment, it's through PayPal. And if you pay with PayPal, you don't have to put in your driver's license. I will tell you this, if you do want to sell on Whatnot, you will be required to put in your ID for tax purposes. That's straight from the gate because you can only make $600 this year, folks.
Yeah,
So
that's it.
that's it. $600, and then the IRS wants to know what's
So
up.
if you aren't sending invoices to your customers, if you are doing friends and family, or you're going to have to claim you got to do it the right way, because after $600 you have to claim that on your taxes. But I don't want to talk about taxes because I'm not a tax person. So we're not going to talk about, if you got tax questions, contact a CPA.
So Steele is saying, why is Whatnot making me get the app? And I think that's in regards to actually bidding and entering into, and I'm not entirely sure why, but it's kind of like the same thing with Instagram. You can do certain things. You can do most things on the Instagram website, but you can't do everything. Whatnot, Instagram, they really are app-based programs. They weren't developed to be website run. That's why there are certain things that they have to do that make them eligible to be on the internet. But a lot of this stuff, because it's a huge investment to be able to start processing your payments, then through the internet. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Renovative Home is asking about what percent of people from your sales don't pay.
Very small. It's a very small percentage for me. But that percentage that does happen, it makes you mad.
Yeah.
I mean, I have learned that if I don't recognize somebody's name, I won't wrap the stuff up. I'll leave it unwrapped until I get their information. I used to just wrap but then you waste all your material. So I just don't wrap it until I recognize their name. And Michael, I like it, and I always forget to do this, but Michael sometimes during a live sale, and it's a very smart thing to do, if it's a name that he doesn't recognize, he'll have his inbox folder open,
checking. Yeah.
And he's checking and say, like, I'm just going to use Sarah, Traveling Button. I'm just going to use you as an example. The Traveling Button Vintage, I haven't gotten your information yet. Can you please send it to me? If not, I'm going to have to go with the second person in line. So it's just kind of those safety measures. So if that happens to you and you're at a live sale and someone says that, please don't be offended. It isn't because we're like, oh, we don't trust. It's just because we've been burned. And a lot, and I mean, every person that's done a life sale has gone through
Yes.
this. So it isn't just it's everybody has gone through it. But
And that is one way to look at it as a cost of business, but that is the thing is that it's preventing me. It's something that is should be preventable in that regard, and that is why utilizing third-party systems
yeah.
is a benefit because that's something that you don't have to worry about. So when you look at it like your total of sales, like those two things might actually equate to more than what Misty would have paid to Whatnot or eBay in total for the whole sale. I know that sounds crazy. So you can say it's one or two people, and that doesn't sound bad, but one or two people to a small business can be 10 to 15%. And when you say 10 to 15% of your sales aren't paying, you won't survive as a business. So
You
that
won't.
is
And I
something
mean,
that,
I'm not. I don't source at Goodwill, and so I mean, I'm spending. I spend a lot of money on the stuff that I buy, and so if one person doesn't pay for that item, then it's just I haven't been able to I need to reinvest that back into my business. So
Sweet Pea, and what's up? How are you doing? Oh my gosh. You guys love Sweet Pea's Attic there
I
on
was like, what?
Instagram.
Who's here?
I agree. And that is the
Sweetie?
thing. That's something that's crazy and that's disheartening to hear, is that people would, steal something out of a booth in an antique mall. And you see, I think most of us, you see it. You're on camera, or people get frustrated with the cabinets that, oh my gosh, I got to get a key. But
There's a
that
reason.
right there is proof positive. Right there is proof positive.
True.
Um, you guys, they have booths in Lewisburg Antique, and we go there a lot in the videos. So that's why I got very excited. And they helped me at my first auction, my first like real life auction. So how you doing, guys? Sorry, I had to.
He was geeking out of second
I
Sweet Pea.
I did. Thank you, Logan. We're glad that we are back
Hi,
too.
Logan.
Oh my goodness. So okay. So is what not only on a phone? Okay, so I think that we got that one vintage cam.
I like to watch on my laptop.
Mhm.
I mean, I like to
I
watch.
didn't like it.
Oh, I do because I like it. You can just look at the catalog. You can see everything right there. But then if you want to pre-bid on something, then you have to use your phone. I wish
Mhm.
that you could do everything copacetically on both devices, but you can't.
Well, Daniel, I'll tell you what, this is something that Missy and I were talking about right before we went on live.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about diversifying. Um,
He just lost.
putting out YouTube content. Okay.
Mhm.
So the shopping and the filming of it and the editing of the video, doing a YouTube live sale, having a whatnot sale, and having like active listings on eBay.
Mhm.
Um, it's I don't want to say it's impossible. It is extraordinarily taxing. I will tell you that. It's just like it's insane. It is insane to have especially when you don't have employees, when you're the only one doing it all. It's nuts. It is nuts to do it all.
Easier just to do it on a live sale. I'm just saying.
It is. But I mean, and I'm interested to hear what you guys in the chat have to say.
Well,
Um,
the thing of it is, with Whatnot, and maybe people don't know this,
okay.
is the buy it now feature. So you can I mean, granted, eBay is a giant. I mean, when you're selling on eBay, it's open to around the world.
Yeah.
If you're doing global shipping, it's a much bigger buyer's market because it's worldwide.
Mhm.
But you can run things as a buy it now. So if I'm selling things, I can be like, hey guys, I also have some things listed in the buy it now section of my store. So as you're selling things, you can be selling things doubly when you have things listed in your buy it now store. And you have to act, it's not an auction. You have to put it as a flat price. So, if you are selling something and you bought it for $30 and you need to make $60, then you're going to list it for $60.
I did. I said, if I hear one more thing about whatnot, my head is going to explode. And
You
guess
know
what,
what?
man? I'm
That
like,
is
hey guys, here's my link. Go.
a lot of people listen, and it's true. A lot of people have had it up to here with it, but it's very exciting. It's very exciting.
Oh, Judy, you know what? This is a really good question,
It
Judy.
is.
Judy is saying, do you think that so many online sales are going to hurt antique malls? I don't know. And Sweet Peas can certainly speak to it. Or those of you that have booze in antique malls. Again, you guys converse with one another. If you see somebody ask a question in the chat and you can speak to it, please do that. We're up here on camera, okay? But
Yeah.
you guys are just as much a part of this conversation, like really and truly. So please engage with one another too. What do you think, Misty Pate? Is it going to hurt antique malls?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I can see both sides. I can see both sides.
Okay.
I think though that with the ease of being able to sell, and it's opening up to a lot more sellers, maybe that people will be more, at least in the vintage and antiques category, maybe it would get more people out into the antique malls because they're looking for things that they can resell. But I don't know. I mean, I see it. I kind of see it both ways. I mean, I've owned a brick and mortar store, so I know that you're just trying to get people to come into your door. But I think though, if you have an antique mall, if you are an antique booth owner, you have a booth in an antique mall, you also can utilize social media to help bring people into the booth. So
Yes.
if you are going in and you are creating Instagram reels, and you're just like if you're having a live sale, but this is your booth. So you're kind of self-promoting your booth and using those keywords and those tags to get people. I think sometimes when I'm filming at some antique malls, I'll put like Indiana Antiques Trail or Indiana Antique Malls or Indiana, because that tag will help generate people to maybe notice those malls. So
Yeah.
I think that it's no different than, me advertising for a live sale. If you have an
Yeah.
antique booth, you also can utilize social media to advertise. And if your antique mall, that's always kind of a thing to look at too. If you're
Yes.
going into an antique mall, to see what their website looks like, to see if they're advertising, to see what they're doing. And that may be a determining factor for you to decide to even have your booth in there.
I would honestly, in this day and age, and I'm gonna go all the way out there and I'm gonna say it. But if you're interested in getting in an antique mall and they're not actively promoting on socials, you should really question if that's going to be a good fit for you, because it's kind of like it's almost like that field of dreams. So if we build it, they'll come, and that's not always the case anymore. Like it is difficult because consumers can come
Right.
online, and there's a multitude of different platforms, technologically speaking. COVID, the lockdown, a lot of people that weren't comfortable buying stuff online have now become very comfortable because they had to. There was no other way. So that's something that I would really consider and seek out. See if
Yeah.
they're utilizing social media.
Yeah.
Sarah is saying that she believes that they might not be doing friends and family anymore on PayPal.
I've sent things. I mean, I've actually sent things to friends and family, not
Well, this
customers.
this week that it
Oh,
might start. Um, you know what? $600 can be absolutely one set. I've had one item go for $600. That's few and far in between. But if, keep in mind that it's easy to think this is, you see maybe people see things going for a certain amount, but I all like it's a lot. It's a lot of
I mean,
money
I'm
that people want
spending
to do.
$1,500 to $2,000 sometimes in a weekend on what
Yeah.
I'm buying. So, I mean, yes, I mean, we have very successful live sales, but I'm reinvesting that back into my business. And in order to, because you have, I mean, that's kind of one thing that we want to talk about a little bit too, is you kind of have to, in order to maintain, there are so many live sales. There are so many live sales. And you have to really, you have to kind of watch, you kind of have to keep up. And that can be very stressful. I sometimes, and David and Sarah and Michael and I have talked about this before. I stress out sometimes about what to bring to like our Sunday night sales, because I feel like I got to bring the good stuff. Is what I'm bringing good enough? I don't know if it's good enough. Is it good enough? I don't know if it's good enough. It's very, I'm fuzzy. Oh no. It's a stressful thing that we do to ourselves to think, I don't have good stuff. I don't have good stuff. It's a psychological head game. I think
Yeah, because it's just, you're like, this isn't good. Like, I don't feel like this represents my best abilities, right? This isn't my best sourcing skills. Like, I should be able to find better stuff than this. Like, people want better stuff than this from me. And then it's like they're not going to show up. If they can go out to the Goodwill and get the same things off of the shelf, then why are they going to come to my sale? I'm not giving them anything unique or different that they can't get for themselves. So
yeah.
there is a tremendous amount of, and you have to really get out there and source and look, and it can be a lot, but that's the funnest part, is the treasure hunt of it all.
It is, and while it's stressful because you're thinking, am I bringing good stuff? It's fun to curate items for the sales too. I mean, that's kind of like, I don't know, because you're like, okay, I want to bring a lot of red things and maybe some blue. We're gonna pair that up with a little bit of aqua, and yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of fun.
Sarah has one that she's still needing info for, but she has been writing down backups for those.
So smart. I always forget. You would think that I would not forget to do that, but I do. I
Well, this and that, just like viewing on the app, because it is set up as an app, you need to use your phone. The technology, as everybody's experienced, as we were told for the event, that the technology is going to work but not perfectly, but it is going to work the best using your phone. I just need a camera mute. Like, I really need a camera mute, though. I need a camera mute. We all need a camera mute, That means you can do this.
Right.
So I'm here, but you can't see what I'm doing.
We went for a trip up Michael's nose.
I couldn't get the giveaway to run, and I'm like leaning straight up over the phone.
It was like being John Malkovich. We could go. I could go up on in there, get his little brain.
I mean, it was literal, and I was like, no!
It wasn't that bad.
That is the beauty of selling on Whatnot. If something like that happens, you might have 300 people there in the moment, but nobody else, because they don't save the sale.
No, they don't. But the thing of it is, what I do is, and I'm going to work on the video. When? I don't know, but I'm going to do it. I use my phone while I'm having my sale, but I have my laptop right next to me, and I just pull up, because I use it to pin the item, and I just pin the item. So I'm not like, moving my phone all around. Boop, boop, boop. So I have that set up there, and it's easier for me. I need something bigger to see, so I can see my whole catalog, and I can pin the next item. And then, so I'm doing this, and then I'm grabbing, and I'm doing this, and then I'm grabbing, because I like the 30-second auctions. You talk about your item, you pin it, talk about it, blah, 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 and then you run the item for 30 seconds, and it's boom, 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 boom. And then you move on to your next item. 30 seconds, boom, 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 boom.
Boom. And Lynn, too, just to touch base with you in regards to the YouTube live sales. You 100%, we have people do it a lot. You can send us the email before the sale even starts.
I'm going to leave and I'm going to come back.
Okay. Because you're fuzzy.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can totally send us the information before the sale even starts. I love that. I'm never upset with that. I have people that send it just in case, as they say. Maybe it's they're able to finally attend a live sale and they're like, you know what, I'm going to preemptively send it. We certainly welcome you to send it during, much better. We certainly welcome you to send it during the sale. And listen, I don't care what you do with the item that you bought from me after the sale is over. Keep it, resell it, throw it in the garbage. It's your money to do.
We got naked girls coming back. Naked girls. Look, they looks like they found us a girl. They found us a girl.
Boring. I didn't set
Oh,
subscriber on because it's a chat. Girl, you're blurry again.
damn it. Oh, dang it. Is it focus on my little babies behind me,
No,
maybe?
everything is fuzzy.
God. Hang on. I don't know why moving myself closer makes me think it's going to make it any difference. Is that any better?
No. A little oh, she's starting to
Is it
I
better?
don't know what to do with my hands.
I don't know what to do with my hands, Sarah. What do I do with my hands?
What do I do?
I think it's my glasses. Is that, but I can't. All of your words are like, I can't see them.
All of the work, really?
Oh, I cannot see. That's how bad my eyesight is.
Oh, I thought you meant like I thought you meant like your end was blurry too.
Oh, I had to do this to read the comments.
I do it sometimes. I'm like, what?
Is it any better? Am I
It's
still
starting.
blurry?
It's like starting to get better, and then it'll get blurry, and then it'll start. Like before, it was just full blurry. Come on, camera.
Do I need to take off my headband?
I don't think.
Is it my polka dots?
Uh.
I may have to yell at Mark. Mark!
Oh boy.
Sometimes when Mark gets near technology, it works just by his
Oh,
being in
okay.
the room with it.
Okay, so Vintage Show and Tell is saying, and this is what I want, this is what we want to see from you guys,
Yes.
is the so far, I like YouTube live sales better than Whatnot for the social aspect. The chat just instantly disappears and it is so fast, emphasis, so fast on Whatnot. Yeah,
It
yeah,
is.
it is. It is. It really, it's product. It's a sale. It's a platform built to have sales.
Well, and I'm going to say, and what I'm going to say is probably it might just sound a little snarky, and I don't mean for it to,
Okay.
but, and I think that if you sell online, if you are a YouTube seller, and I think that you might be sitting back and be thinking, hallelujah for saying it, but I'm going to say it. It can be very distracting when you're having a live sale and
Okay.
you're just trying to do your job. This is what we're just trying to do our job. And you're selling, I don't know, here you go, I'm gonna sell this pen. And then
Ooh.
you're talking about it, and then someone comes in and talks about like, and we've talked about this before, but your dog died or your uncle's in the hospital or there is a difference. There is a very big you want to keep your live sale chat upbeat because no one wants to be sad. And it really brings our energy down a little bit if during the horrible school shooting that happened, and it is a horrible thing, but it happened during when when I was having a live sale, and then I'm trying to sell this thing, and someone chimed in, 10 children were shot and I was like, and my heart just sank, but then I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Just stop the sale? I mean, Do you know what I'm trying to say?
No, I 100, of course I know what you're trying to say. And I think that, I think we would both agree. It's not a question of people have ill intent. That's not what we're
No,
saying.
no, 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 no,
But
no, not
it's
at
just
all.
like, and I get it because, and see, that's the beauty of this community is that people are so connected that they want to share those things with one another. And the live chat is their opportunity to share the things that are going on. That just gave me a really big idea, and I'm going to try to not forget that. Um,
Okay.
but it gives people an opportunity to be in community and communicate, and that can be the good and the bad. The problem is that when it's the bad, especially when it's like really life altering kind of stuff, and
Yeah.
we're like, hey, it's
It seems
very,
significant to like I feel guilty.
yes, you feel like a jerk because you're just
I feel
like,
like a
oh
jerk.
wow, that really sucks. I need to sell this. You feel unsympathetic. You feel like you don't care. That
Right.
it's not important. My money is more important than the loss of a child or children.
Oh,
And that's not to say that it is, but at the same time, it's kind of like I have to make this because I have bills that are due. Do you know what I mean?
yeah. I mean, we're just trying. A seller is just trying to earn a living,
Yeah.
and it's and you do. Yeah, I feel like what I'm doing is just I feel like I'm being um in non sympathetic,
Yeah.
and I can't. I want to say, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry about that. Buy my pen. It's just it's very awkward to be on camera and then having a lot of this kind of sad things that are being brought up in the chat. And yes, we are a community, but also I'm also in my place of employment. And no matter where you're working at, if you're, if you're working in an office, I mean, you don't want to come in there with constant bad news all of the time. So it's kind of, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a gentle way of saying it and not sounding like a big jerk, but I kind of think like I'm sounding like a jerk.
No, you're not. Here's the thing. No matter what it is, no matter how good the intention is behind it, unfortunately, and this is anything in life, no matter how good the intention is, people are going to hear and interpret what it is you're saying. And there are people that are going to be upset. They are going to have their feelings hurt because
Yeah.
they're like, oh, I did that, or oh, I didn't mean to do that. And again, it's not a
That
question
isn't
of having ill intent
right.
or, yeah,
Just
that's
kind
not
of be aware
a
that it's
way.
hard. And I know that there are some sales that are very, very, we want you to chat. We want you to chat. This is we're a community and, and their chatting is more, it takes more of a center stage and the selling is very much secondary. But
Well, it's a chat with a sale. Would you
what
know what though? But again,
which is
and I'm going to
great.
use them. I'm going to use them as an example again. Fatbirds does
Yeah.
an excellent example of that. They have a sale and then they have a chat. Sarah and Amar Amy, they
Yep.
are doing that now too.
Yep.
It's very clearly it's a chat, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to sell a couple of things. Do
Yep.
you know what I mean? So there's very much this is this and this is this. We're going to do it all at once, but we're going to have a clear start and finish to one so that we can progress into the other. And I think that's a brilliant thing
I do too.
rather than I'm going to chat, oh, and by the way, I have this, and then I'm going to chat, and then, oh, and if I get to it, then I get to it. And if it works for you, then it works for you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Now, Freddie Fines is asking,
Aloha.
aloha.
You see him over
How did Whatnot Shipping go for you? 48 hours. Is 48 hours faster? Oh, forget it. Did you
works.
feel rushed having to do it in 48 hours?
No. I get
No.
mine done the next. I gotta get I will not sleep at night.
Yeah.
I will lay in bed thinking about my shipping.
Yeah.
I
I
do.
don't. If you guys have ever purchased from me, then you know when you pay your item, barring the weekend, of course, your item goes out the next day. you're invoiced less than 12 hours after you've committed to the purchase. So I was like, oh, I got time for that. 48 hours. Okay.
Yep. Yeah. And I'm
Misty
like,
Takes.
48 hours. Psh, that's that's a lot of time. But
It is.
listen, but I am a shipping freak, and I understand that. I you know that song Super Freak? I need that for like shipping freak, shipping freak. She's shipping freaky. That I need a shirt that says that.
Why,
I love
yes, I'm tired of being alone.
what is that?
It said naked HD XYZ, tired of being alone. Will help for the low,
No,
low cost. Now, don't put in your credit card information to that website.
no, no. Um, I like to ship. It's my favorite part of the job. So if you don't like to ship, and you know, especially if you're working another job, my God, I mean that I can focus all of my time and energy into this. But yes, I mean, I think that you have to take that into consideration when you're having a sale. And if you think that you can only sell 20 items and that's what you can safely do, don't feel like you have to do more than what you can do.
Yeah.
You don't have to keep up with people that are selling 30, 40, 50 things in a sale. You just need to do what you can adequately do to make yourself and your customers happy.
Jana, girl, I done messed something up. I got to email you, girl, and it was totally my fault. But I got to email. I'm glad you in the chat because you just remembered
Jana, you can smack him with the noodle.
the noodle.
Yeah.
Because that just I was like, no, I did have something. I did have something. Gosh darn it. Yeah. And that's too, you guys keep in mind that we are people too. And that's, we're not trying to say like, oh, we're perfect. We're not, because we make mistakes. So if you ever feel like you're like, Misty, Michael, hey, should I have gotten, please do that. Please do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't
I'm,
ever feel like, yeah.
I'm just going to be blurry, Misty, tonight because I don't know what else to do.
Okay.
I'm not selling anything. So, you don't have to see me real clear.
Well, there you go. Sweet Peas is just putting it right out there for you guys. Speaking from experience, prior to our booze, we sold on eBay exclusively. Our best year on eBay, we did over 70K in sales. He sincerely doubts that they're going to be able to hit that with two booths in a year. But that's the power of the internet.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is. Yeah. And that's the second time, Becky, David brought it up. I can't believe how many people in my comments are like, thank you, because I don't have any of these stores near me. It blows my mind. I'm like, what do you do for fun?
I know. Well, yeah. And I know that, Alex from chapter 2, her and I talk a lot, and they were going out shopping today and she had to drive, dang, I think she said over an hour or two, but I usually keep a 2-hour radius, but she has to do that multiple times a week because they don't live close to anything. And that sucks as a seller because the price of gas isn't cheap. So you have to add that to the mix too a little bit,
And there you go. Like, Jason is, and that's 100% right. There's never, brick and mortars are not going to go anywhere because, and then shoot, I was just seeing, oh, who said it? Raven. That's the thing. They're destinations. It's something to do. You want to get out of the house. You want to meet up with your friends. You want to have a day. You want to do that in person. You know what I mean? You want the experience. And the internet can't really, it can, but it can't. And I think that is part of the popularity of the live sales is because the personalities, right, is helping to add to the atmosphere of excitement. It is that personality, that person that's giving it that real human, quite literally the real human touch. Whereas on eBay, you can go looking, Jana, I think you were saying it, you look specifically for something, right?
I buy on eBay all the time. So, I mean, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because there's certain things like I'm really needing the blue Viking candy dish. That's the only one I need, but I don't want to buy it on eBay. And I don't want someone to send it to me. So don't send it to me. I want to find it. So I'm going to go to the brick and mortar antique. I mean, I'm going to go to them anyway because that's my job. That's what I do. But I mean, if I wasn't, creating videos, I want to go out and find certain things on my own. It's the adventure of it to find things to complete your collections. So I want to go and feel it and touch it at an antique mall.
And Freddie, I don't know. Yes, a lot of my whatnot community missed each other's sales. Oh yeah, there's zero way. I mean,
I tried to pop in. I was even in the car driving and I had it on my phone. That's not don't do that, guys. But I wanted to at least listen to it. It was exciting. It was an exciting weekend.
It was.
And I think that here's the thing though, guys. If you were part of the extravaganza, all right.
All right, let's talk about it.
Just listen to me.
We have to because you're so damn blurry.
I know. You have to, you can't see me, but you can sure listen to me. There was a lot of promotion. Everyone was promoting this event. Promote. It was being blasted. Everyone was sick of hearing about it. It was promoted. You have to do that for yourself because no one else is going to do it for you. You have to keep promoting your sales. You have to keep promoting it. So just know that if you had a great sale, don't be discouraged if you schedule your next sale and it's not as exciting or as profitable as the one that you just had because there was a lot of promotion. And that's kind of you have to promote. You have to promote using all of your social medias that you have available to you to promote your sale.
And keep in mind, that's not exclusive to small resellers or new resellers, because that was something that Misty and I were talking, and I'm like, you have to, because we can't count on people just by virtue of, oh, it's Misty, oh, it's Michael, people are just going to show up. No, you have to you can't rest on your laurels, as they say. You can't just assume things, right? Like, not a good thing.
Well, you all know I post 18,000 times on Instagram.
At
least. But I mean, it works. I mean, you have to, people aren't going to know about you unless you are letting them know about you.
Mm-hmm. Now, Adam's asking a really interesting question. He's saying, do you feel like you have to stick mainly to items you are known for?
No.
Okay.
But I think people will like people, once you get known for something, people that like those things will want to come to your sales because you're bringing things that interest them. But I've got all kinds of stuff that aren't even really vintage, and I'm going to branch out and probably do a handbag sale on Whatnot because I have a bin full of them, and I'm not going to bring them to my YouTube sales because I'm strictly selling vintage and antiques on YouTube. And the ugly swung bases those ugly bittersweet swung bases that are horribly ugly, according to one person. But that's the beauty of it, though. I mean, you can do different categories. You don't have to necessarily get stuck into one niche. Yeah. But I think that it's important to at least find a niche. You know what I mean? And
for me, my niche is vintage and antiques. I'm not going to do just mid-century. I'm not going to do just antique. I'm not going to do just deco. I'm not going to do just kitsch, because my business is only going to be able to grow if I'm able to appeal to as many people as a variety of tastes that are out there as possible. And Vienna, you were bringing up exactly what I'm talking about. And I get it. No, not everybody. I can't afford a $600 e-perm, girl. What are you talking? You know what I mean? But I do know that I have buyers that they do like a luxury item. And I have to be able, and they're intriguing and they're beautiful. They like those hard to get high-end items. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And thank you very much to all of the people that like the little weird, cute, kitschy thing. And I'm going to continue to do that too. It's never going to be I'm just going to do that, because I think it's dangerous. I think
That's
it's
why
great.
I don't like themed sales, even though we're
Yeah,
doing a
no.
Christmas sale this week.
Well, holidays are different because you can do, I mean, shoot, you can, speaking of e-perns, you can go ahead and get you an e-pern, a single horn Blanco glass e-pern that'll be available tomorrow, 1 p.m. 1 p.m. Eastern on Thrift or Junk or Vintage Hunters, a Blanco one horn green.
Yeah.
But then we got little pixies, little kitschy pixies. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's what it's about for me. I love it all, but it's got to be vintage and antiques. That's my niche. Period.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But and I think that is the one thing though too is because that's why I don't necessarily like a themed sale because you're limiting your viewers. You're not everyone's gonna want, even if not everybody celebrates Christmas, you know. So I mean, you're limiting the people that might want to come in and purchase from you.
Yes.
But Sarah said, "I'm gonna need those pixies."
There's a lot of pixies in tomorrow. There's even giant pink pixies. I think somebody might have.
And a Russian Santa.
What? What?
And Holt Howard.
Oh, yeah, there's going to definitely be some Holt Howard. Ho, ho, ho. Some homemade items. I finished it. Do you guys want to see it?
Yeah. Oh, sneak preview of Michael's new
Okay.
wreath.
So I have really been like, I've been saying, oh, I don't know, guys, you might want to throw in a little black into your Christmas. You might want to throw a little black into your Christmas. I have a prop, and I need the prop so that you can see it at its best. But I took, y'all know I love Michaels, right? Let me get it back here.
He was named after Michael's.
I know. My mother was like, I don't think Michaels existed. It was something else before it was
It was
Michaels.
something else. I don't remember what it was, but I think it was
But
something else.
I took a Halloween wreath and turned it into a Christmas wreath.
It's so good.
Did. So I'm going to try to use this. Let me not let you peek at it yet. I'm going to try to use this whiteboard so that you can see it better. But let's see here.
Oh,
okay.
Sorry.
What?
I just saw something else that you're selling tomorrow and I got really excited.
Oh, I saw it. Yeah, I know what it is. So this is, it's not working that well. Dang it.
It's a black wreath.
It's a black wreath. Where am I at?
Here, wait. There.
It's a black wreath.
Wait.
Okay.
There.
It's a black wreath with pine and poinsettia. It's all plastic. This is my first outdoor wreath. I'm doing a poor job of showing this, I can tell you that.
That's beautiful.
So it's just, I think it's really sophisticated. It's very elegant. This is my first wreath that can actually go outdoors. Outdoors. So I used a black wreath. I like it. I don't know. It's different. It's different. It's not for everybody. I know it's not for everybody, but I liked it.
I think that's cool. So that's good. Michael, will you show that little?
You want to see the mermaid?
Mm-hmm. Wait. I'm gonna make you big.
Okay.
Nobody can see me anyway. All they can do is hear my big mouth.
You want to see this guy back here, yeah?
Oh my God. Look, guys. It's a mermaid, Prixie.
It's a mermaid. Like, what are you talking about? It's a mermaid elf doll. And he's wired, so you can totally like bend him around. I mean, he's fully sequenced. He's totally mid-century. Like that pink and blue. Like, who doesn't need a mermaid pixie elf? But I think you could leave him out year round.
Look at that.
That's what I'm talking about. Blanco, and then we throw up a mermaid.
It's a variety.
That's my niche right there.
It's a variety.
What the hell is wrong with him? What?
Oh, Patty put in a bid.
It's yours, girl. Thank you I'll send you an invoice.
Is he? I don't think he's handmade, right, Michael? The wreath is.
No, he's not. No, the elf mermaid is not.
He's a Murph.
He's a Murphy. Yes. Hmm.
Oh my gosh, you guys pick me up.
Oh, the nakeds are all out and about tonight, aren't they? I'm flattered. Thank you very much.
Nakeds. If you say it
You
3 times.
antiqued in Denver, PA, and loved it. Well, thank you. I'm glad that you were able to just support small business out there. I'm really glad. And see, that's the other thing. Upstate, I recently went to Easton, PA, and I love the two antique stores I went there. I love brick and mortar stores in addition to online. Agreed. You know what I mean? It's one big community.
Right. Yep.
Hmm.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I know
I'm
we're way
trying.
far behind.
I am so far behind. There is a time and place for everything on YouTube, and in my opinion, that's how far back I am. Okay. Uh, you guys, I got really far behind.
Oh, I know. Oh, Michael, you're going to like this one.
There was bickering last night during Four-Eyed Vintage between those who were talking. Oh, okay. It did. Well, I'll tell you what. All righty.
We're pulling back the curtain.
We'll pull back the curtain. And you know what? And I'm going to be you. And I hope that you guys know that I'm always going to be honest with you, but I'm going to be as diplomatic as possible with you about this. Okay. Um, just like when we bring, okay, how am I going to put this? I always like to put it, I try to make it more personal than, um, so I'm literally trying to conduct a sale, right? I'm trying to make money because this is my job. And what's happening is there was such a focus on quite literally another sale while I was trying to sell. It was a little disheartening. And I'm going to be honest about that. It was a little like, because I never want to take away from somebody else's hard work. And
Yeah.
that said, and let me put it to you like this. I wouldn't want somebody that is active in my sale going to somebody else's sale and talking about what's going on in my sale at somebody else's business. I would be horrified if somebody did that. And I'm not laying blame on anybody. There was such excitement. And I think people, obviously, we promoted it. Obviously, all three, all four of us promoted it. We were all a part of it. I think that we create a very safe space. So I don't want to come across like, oh, but I was aware in the moment, I felt it was best to let things go and just keep it moving on. It was, trust me, you weren't the only one that was uncomfortable.
No, yeah. It's something that we talked about a little bit. And trust me, during my sale, when I was showing things, don't think that I did not have whatnot on my phone. That's why I think I even won a few things during the sale. But I'm not going to bring it up. I mean, I'm not going to talk about it during the sale. But I wanted that dang pink Rushton. I wanted to win that Rushton. But I wasn't going to bring that up in the sale. It was
Man, I think
distracting.
it's you, honey. I don't know what's. She's good.
That was a long time ago. We'll be uncleared by now.
No, unfortunately, you're not. Oh my God, I am so far behind. What?
Sorry. While you're looking, I'll just say hi to some people. While you're looking, we'll say hi, Sandy.
Hi, Sandra. How are you doing?
I know LaDonna did catch me. LaDonna was at one of the sales last night, and she was like, "Hey, Misty," and I was like,
Lois is okay. I love the honesty, Lois. Lois is saying she's not watching sales where the reseller is gouging the price way above what they paid for the item, like 300%. I want to do my math. Okay. I'm just going to try to do my math. So 5, 10. Now, Lois Peavy, let me ask you this question. Because if I were to buy something for $5, and I said, I'm going to ask $25 for it, I'm actually at 500%. You know what I mean? So I get what you're saying. I really truly do. And I don't want to minimize it. Um,
But
at the end of the day, and Lois said is the beauty of your ability of as a consumer is that if you're like, I'm not really feeling it, I don't feel like I can say much to that because I feel like I would be a hypocrite. I do. If I'm going to be honest with you, I would feel like I'm being a hypocrite. To be
well,
honest,
that's why we run auctions. We do everything. So we're
mhm,
letting the market decide what. I'm not like starting something at, I mean, I'm starting something at what I feel comfortable selling it for. All right. But like I said, I've bought fairy lamps for $150 and I start them at $130. And sometimes I sold them for $140. So
yeah,
I've lost money because by the time I ship it and pay for my boxes and my packing materials, it's a risk that we take. Sometimes the risks pay off and sometimes they don't. And I will say that I keep records of everything that I buy and sell. And for the majority, there are some times that things go way beyond what I would ever imagine that they would sell for. But
yeah,
for the majority of the things that I sell, I do sell them for either at under, a little under, or a little over retail price. The majority of the things that I sell, I am selling for around retail price.
yeah. And that's, but I don't know. But see, we go, and we've actually talked about that before in Vintage Rescue Squad. Now that I think about it, because you do have to remember that's the name of the game, and especially in the United States, and it is capitalism. That is what capitalism is, right? We don't want to do anything else. We do, and that's okay. But here's the thing: that means that the seller can set any price that they feel that they can sell it for. If they are consistently not selling, then it is up to them to recognize and to kind of change the thing. Those saints, those little wooden saints, I found little wooden saints. I think I got the entire bag for $20. And I'm comfortable saying that because it's on video. It's not like I'm hiding it. And I broke it up into 3 lots. If I were to sell all 3 of those lots for actually a little less than what the collector market is on it, 12, 13, I would make about $1,400.
Yeah,
That
right.
doesn't mean I'm going to sell it at that. Do you know what I mean? I've sent out offers, but I don't want to undervalue that either.
Right, right. And I think that a lot of if you are a reseller, then you know, especially I mean, you know how much, especially if you're a content creator and you're a reseller. And I saw someone ask about why do you show what you pay for your items? It's kind of a double-edged sword. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie. It is because I'm creating content. People like to see what you're going out and what's available to you in your community, what you're able to find things for at the different regional antique malls and how the prices are different. Um, but that taken, I mean, I'm spending an entire day going to multiple places and I'm filming. And what it will take, what it would normally take someone maybe an hour to walk through an antique mall if they're not filming, it might take me 3 hours to film and to research things before I buy it and you also do that dance. Should I buy it? I don't know. Will
Mhm.
anyone want it? I don't know. Because you're kind of doing that thing too. So it's a double-edged sword because the people do see what you're paying for things. And that I'm not ashamed that I'm buying things and I'm getting what I can get out of them because that's what I do for a living. I mean, I'm not ashamed because I know I work very hard. Um, and I think that you shouldn't be ashamed of earning a living.
No,
And I'm not, you know, I'm starting out the auctions at very close to what I paid for the item for the most part. And if I bought something for 50 cents, let's say, and it's worth $100, I'm not going to start it at $1. I'm just
right.
not. I'm going to start it at what it's close to retail for what's fair to get for that item.
Mhm. Because that's how you're going to generate more profit for yourself. Because that's the thing, you're leveling out your margins because you're gambling saying, I'm going to get this for X amount, and I really think that people are going to want it at this amount. You're not sure. So that way, when it kind of is like it's a little down here and you buy that one item for 50 cents and it goes for 20, then it's pulling your profit margins up. Do you know what I mean? So it's not, I think it's easy to see one thing sell for $600, but we're forgetting about the things that are selling for 20 and 15 though, too.
Right, right. And items will sell for the amount the market will bear.
Mhm.
Oh, and Sharon, this isn't a sale. It's not a sale. It's just Vintage Rescue Squad's just a chat.
No. I mean, if Misty had some stuff, she might be tempted.
Listen, Misty would have a sale Misty has 6 sales. Misty would have a sale every single day. That's how much I love what I
Do
do.
you ever feel like you sell too much?
I know that I get talked about.
Okay.
I know that I hear things. I hear what people are saying about me. And listen, I don't care. I don't care because I if I love what I do and I'm not going to stop unless I don't know. It's a very hard job to take criticism for when you're just doing what you love to do and like what you feel you're called to do. I guess that sounds really hokey, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know. I mean, for me, it's just like one of those things. And Misty and I actually were talking about this before
Yeah,
the live sale, and I equate it to this: is that if we're at a regular 9 to 5, okay,
yeah,
and they have available overtime, right? You can take it, you can leave it, you don't have to. Do you say to if you're like, I don't want that overtime because I'm not doing all of that, right? That's the value that you placed on. But then do you say to your coworker, you're taking too much overtime?
right. Well, I'm sure that probably does happen.
Well, maybe, but if it's there for everybody to take, do you know what I'm saying? Like if you can work that overtime yourself just as much as your coworker can, why are we salty at the coworker for taking the overtime? Then go do the overtime. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not a question of, oh, it's a question of bogarting. It's a question of you're taking up too much time, you're taking up too much space. This is the internet. I guarantee you that one or two or three or even a dozen people aren't going to be able to take up the totality of the internet. There are people that have zero clue who I am that go to a quote unquote smaller channels sale. Mind blowing. I know. That's crazy to think about, but that's true. You
Yeah,
know what I
I
mean?
know.
I'm not hurt by it. I'm not upset by it. Congratulations. You know what I mean? I think that's wonderful and that's amazing.
I will advertise somebody else's sale it's the same time as mine.
You have, yes.
Yeah,
Hmm.
because at the end of the day, people are going to they're going to flip through. They're going to watch a little bit of this sale, then they may go to that sale. They're going to watch a little bit of this one, and then they may go to that one, and that's great. I mean, I don't know. You can't please everybody, and everyone's always going to have something to say. And at the end of the day, you're just going to have to do what works for you and works for your schedule and what you feel like you can physically do. Like
Yes.
I like to do this. I like to ship. I like to shop. Well, I like to ship more than I like to shop. Believe it or not, I know that's so stupid, but it's true. I think it's because, listen,
Oh, I can share something else. Go ahead.
okay, I think it's because Thursdays are the days that I ship and I don't have any, I look like a troll. I'm not on camera at all. I'm not, I don't have to have this. I can just work. I put my 1920s jazz on and I get
She
it
did have
done.
her jazz on today.
I love it.
So she's trying to, Lynn, we can come back to that. I'm just going to pop you down so you can. So she's trying to get me to like shipping more. I know she is. So for my birthday, she got me like shipping supplies. Now, not everybody's is going to be exactly like this, but this is what happens when Misty gives me stuff that she likes to use, but like in my color palette. That's the kind of packages you're going to get now, you guys. Yeah, it is.
He's leveling up.
I actually like doing it though too. Like I'm
You
very,
don't have to. That's what that makes all the difference in the world.
I was proud of it. Like I was like, I'm not going to say who's getting this one, but somebody from Sunday night is getting this.
I
But
was inspired
I'd be
by
like,
Fresh Blooming Clothing. I don't know if some of you may follow her on Instagram and YouTube, Melissa. She inspired me. I used to hate shipping. I did. And I watched her videos and she does like these shipping videos and she does the tool and she got me and I'm like, I'm going to try that. And I love it. I like get excited making the coordinating like the tissue paper and the tool but listen, it is an investment that you do have to take into consideration. You're spending more money, but I also and because I talk to my packages. You guys see me talk to things when I'm
I
in
haven't
sales.
gotten there yet now.
I'm like, oh, Jana's gonna really love you. You're gonna be right on her shelf. You're gonna fit right in. As I'm wrapping it up and I'm putting the tool on, it makes you feel like your customers are getting a little bit of a gift.
A
And
gift.
it's an appreciation, I think. In my mind, I think you guys are watching my sales, you're watching my content, you're commenting, you're coming. So I feel like you're getting a little present that you've bought to yourself. I don't know. It's weird, but I like it. I like
Rob,
it.
I don't know. I think you got fancy. Like I've been doing
I
better.
don't though. Listen, if you open up a package of mine, the tape is horribly placed on there because I'm like, it's like an assembly line. My little arms, I don't think it's like a flash. Like you don't even see them. They're going so fast when I'm shipping stuff up. So it doesn't have to be like that's better than what I do, Michael. Because I'm like, I'll put a piece of tool on it, stick a card in, and it's on its way. He's got the
I
ribbon.
do I do, but see, that's my problem is that I do love the art and I do believe that there is an art behind gift. I know you bought it, but I can't help it. It's the same thing. I'm applying the same thing. It's the art, it's the beauty of the gift giving. It is that experience when somebody lifts that packing paper off and they see that and they're like, ooh, that's what I want. I want them to have that. I know what that feeling is like. I want them to have that feeling of, oh, I got something, like, I don't know.
Well, and my husband, he's like, Misty, you're just giving them stuff that they're going to throw away. That's what he tells me all the time. And I'm like, be quiet, Mark. I enjoy it.
But they're
It
not
makes
going
me
to
happy.
throw away that. Ooh, that's the thing. They're throwing away the paper and the tool and the ribbon. Yeah, they're going to get rid of it.
Right.
But they're not getting rid of it is that moment when they open it and they're like, ooh, they remember that. That's the art. That's the beauty of gift giving is that initial like that's what you're trying to give somebody.
Yeah. I listen, if you send me something and I can like take it apart and reuse it, I
Oh,
do. I
same.
can reuse the ribbon. I can reuse the tissue paper, the bubble wrap. I've even peeled off tape. And
I've not done the tape.
oh, I
But
have.
if I can't get off the thrift or junker tape or the real nifty packing tape, I'm like, well, this comes from The.Cult.Of.Vintage, but they're gonna be like, I didn't buy anything.
Yeah. Well, the I think that it's also important when we're talking about shipping. It's also important to not over
Yeah,
tape and over wrap because you only need a couple pieces of tape. You don't have to use your whole roll of tape wrapping the tape around and around. And saran wrap, please don't use saran wrap. Have you gotten any saran wrap packages?
I personally don't mind it. I don't like the
It
shrink
stresses me out.
the shrink tape. I find it easier to because I can rip that because sometimes that tape is like I don't know what. It's just like fused with the wrap, and you're like trying to like get, and you just end up shredding it. And
Yeah.
I'm getting mad because I'm thinking I could have used that in my head. I'm thinking I could have used this, and I'm destroying it. So then I get doubly anxious and mad.
Well, the shrink wrap, it reminds me of that game, at Christmas time that you have the oven mitts on and you're trying to unwrap the things. I'm like, I can't get it open. Do you ever play that game? Oh, I don't like packing peanuts either.
No. Agreed. Agreed.
But listen, packing peanuts can be very, very good, especially if you're shipping big pieces of glass. It does make the boxes weigh a little bit less. So if you do get packing peanuts, please just don't, they're annoying, yes, but your seller is really trying to make sure that your item is coming to you unscathed. So there's and lighter, because the a lot of paper and bubble wrap, if you use too much of it, it makes the box heavier. So
It
your customer's
does.
going to pay more for shipping.
Yeah, I hope that you guys are able to. That's yeah. You prefer less tape so I can reuse. That's what Hemp is saying. Agreed. I do
Agreed.
too. Yeah.
It's so exciting when you get a package and you're like, oh, free shipping materials.
Sit and rub. And you're like, oh, that's a good box. Or you're like, oh, they use too much paper. Yeah.
Yes. And I'm like, oh, I can peel this tape off. Use that tape.
Oh
Anyway,
my God. Uh, so I just want to try to
3 pieces of tape's all you need.
agree. Yeah, three. Like the thing that gets me the most, more than the Satan rap, is when somebody takes the tape, goes all the way around one way, then flips it and goes all the way around, and I'm like, why?
We listen, but the thing of it is, we learn. You know what? How you learn? You learn by when you're unwrapping a package from someone, and you're like, "Holy hell, I can't get in." Then you're like, "Okay, maybe I shouldn't pack my packages this way." So, I mean, it is a learning process, and we've been doing this for a long time. So, don't please don't be offended if you're using something that we're saying. We're just trying to help you maybe learn from it. Maybe be like, okay, I can save a little bit of money by just using 3 pieces of tape.
Yeah.
And I don't have, because it's all, you have to buy those things for your business. So, um,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, that's the thing. It's just like you can't rely just on bubble wrap to keep your stuff safe. You can't rely just on packing paper, styrofoam, or air cushions, whatever it is. You have to use a combination of both. Like any too much of any one thing is typically not a good thing, right? So if
Yes.
you're using too much bubble wrap, then it's probably not a good thing. If you're using too much paper, it's probably not. It's got to
It,
be a balance. So a little
and
bit
it,
of both.
yeah, because it does add weight. And, I'm charging my customer exactly what the box weighs and what's going through pirate ship. So you want it to be as lightweight, but you want it to get there as safe as possible. So, and once you get really used to shipping, it's like automatic. You're like, okay, this is only going to be 1 piece of paper. That can go in this. This is going to be an 8 by 6 by 4 box. It's going to be 7 by 7 by 6 box. It's going to be a 12 by 12 by 8 box. You kind of get it in there.
Yeah. And that's the thing, Karen. That's 100%. No matter how careful, no matter how
Yes.
well you may, sometimes things kind of break. And you know what, Karen, I think that's a really good thing because that talks about seller integrity. It's one of those things where for me, you can use overpacking as an example because some people are like, well, I don't want my customer to get broken stuff. Well, okay, but your customer is paying for it every single time. Your customer is paying for that. For me, I want to do my best possible job, not increasing the dollar amount, knowing that if something breaks, I'm going to handle it,
Yeah.
period. You know?
You still were going to ask for proof. So don't
Right.
be
Yeah.
offended. Don't be offended if you get something that and it arrives broken and the seller may say, hey, can you send me a picture? And a lot of that is just for insurance reasons though too. But yeah, you can't trust everybody. You know what I mean? So you have to still see some proof. But yes, work with your customer and settle something.
I
Always.
think that one sheet of packing paper at an ounce, I think that's a bit of an overestimation. Maybe like four,
Yeah, it's pretty
maybe.
thin.
Yeah.
I mean, I use the thin, like blank newspaper. I don't use like the brown. Maybe that brown craft paper is a little bit heavier. I don't know.
Well, fine, Freddie. I won't send you Smoky Bubble Wrap anymore. Mummified in tape, yes. So I think that's a really good topic though too to kind of want to talk about is seller integrity. You know, this really is at the end of the day, we've talked about this before as I get spitty. You know, we've talked about this before in Vintage Rescue Squad is that, you know, any successful transaction, it is a two-way street. And just like we ask people to send their contact information, sometimes people don't. We do ask for people to pay their invoices within 72 hours. Sometimes people don't. You do have sellers out there that maybe they want to conduct business a certain way. And then you have certain sellers that they don't want to conduct business that way. Um, and it, at the end of the day, you guys, it's up to you. It's up to me as a consumer to decide if I want to continue to do business with that individual. If somebody says to me, I'm going to take a month, I'm going to sell this, but it's going to take me a month to get this to you. And if I really want that item, maybe. But I can't be upset though then when they take a month to ship that thing out.
Yeah.
If somebody says that I'm going to have your stuff out within 2 days and 2 weeks later they still haven't shipped it out, I'm probably not going to conduct business with them again. You know, but that's up to you as a consumer. You have to vote with your wallet at the end of the day.
Well, I think as long as a seller's sticking to what their policies are, I mean, that's why it's important to have a policy. I mean, if you're at a sale and the sell, like you said, if the seller says, I'm not going to ship, I ship once a month, then they're telling you what their policy is.
Yeah.
And everybody has a different business style, and that's okay. And what works for me doesn't work for Michael. What works for Michael doesn't work for me. And Michael and I have very similar, you know, things, but I mean, you have to make sure that please, for the love of God, go in and read a description. If you're at a live sale, look at the seller's policies. It's in the description. If you are a seller and you don't have your policies in your descriptions, put them in there. You can do it. It's uploaded the same. You can have it saved setting. So your policies are in every single one of your videos. You don't have to like retype it in every time. But I know that a lot of people maybe don't even know how to, if they're watching on their phone, you have to kind of click that little boop, boop. Oh.
Sure, Judy. Sure. Blame it on the package.
Yes.
Okay.
But stick to the, yes, Daniel. And I so appreciate that Daniel is like, you know, listen, if you don't pay me within 48 hours, I'm canceling your invoice. He is very upfront. He lets you know that things do come up, but Daniel's trying to earn a living, you know? So Daniel's like, we have all gotten emails and like, I can't pay this because I had a bill that come up. Well, I have a bill. Daniel has bills that he's responsible to pay for. And if you're not paying him, then he can't pay his bills. So it's a two-way street. You have to just understand that, yes, you have a bill, but so do we.
Well, that's a very uncomfortable conversation to have.
Very uncomfortable conversation.
And you know, my policy with it is that anybody's business, and this is the truth, anybody's business is not my business. Is not my business. No. I try to make a point to keep myself out of other people's business. That said, when somebody else's business affects my business, then your business becomes my business. And that's just not, it's a recipe for disaster. So I would just say best bet is that you know yourself the best and you know your finances the best. So if it's not there, just don't buy it. You know what I mean? Like, you're committing to something. And again, it's just as Misty said, people pay their bills with this. And even if they don't, even if it's a hobby, then they've still
put work into it.
Right. You know, you're devaluing their time. Yeah. And it's just like, oh, it's just a reseller online. No big deal. It's just human respect. It's not
just Michael. It's just Michael. Michael will understand.
No, I won't.
Misty. It's just Daniel. Daniel will understand.
Yeah. And there's a difference between I avail myself to, and Misty does, Sarah and David, and I'm sure Daniel does. If I have multiple sales in a week, yeah, if you want me to hold something for that, of course I will. But I can't decide to, maybe you're gonna have the money next week. I'm not really sure. Meanwhile, I'm spent $30 out of my pocket that I don't have.
Julie brings up a great point. I've won auction and sent my info 3 times in 2 weeks and still haven't gotten an invoice. So it can go both ways. And I want to tell sellers out there, please check your spam box. I cannot tell you how many times when I'm like, I haven't gotten their information. Huh. And then I check my spam and I'm like, oh, no, I did. It was in my spam.
And
So
it's happened to us all. Yeah.
check your
But I
spam.
will say this though too, Julie. Don't keep knocking at that door, because they're telling you how much they value your business. Do you know what I mean? Like, so just keep that in mind though too. If I gotta harass you to send me an invoice, I don't know that I trust you really to send my stuff, especially after you've got my money. So just keep that in mind, and maybe you really want that item. Maybe you can find that item on eBay, and you have buyer protection from eBay. So if you're not going to get it there where you tried to get it from, you really want it, then seek it out maybe in a more reliable source. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Was that diplomatic?
Yeah, I think so. Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's lots that can be said about that. Yeah, and check your spam, but both buyers and sellers, and also, I will go and I'll email someone, and I have my PayPal set up to do automatic invoicing, and it if something hasn't been paid after 3 days, as I do 48 hours, then I will send an email with a direct link to pay. And if I don't get a response, and I know things come up, but then it's like it's taken me a lot of time to be chasing you down. That's kind of the beauty about Whatnot, is you don't have to do that. There's no chasing anybody down. It's already there. Yeah, I agree. Saying adios. Just be very careful that you're not being manipulated by some sales.
Sellers.
Yes. Yes.
But
If it's a constant, something's going on. If it's a constant, just constant.
if you're seeing signs of an inability to conduct a professional business, or to at least engage in, again, this is money. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's not, and I don't want to downplay this because I love to craft, though I do sell my craft, but like, it's not like, it's not the, I just totally lost my train of thought. No, I don't know. What were we talking about? I legit lost my train of thought.
Well, I mean, to being understanding, there's a lot of sales out there, and there's a lot of really good
Oh,
stuff, and there's a lot of people that are having sales that don't have the audience that they deserve to be having, because they bring in really good stuff and they're conducting themselves in a very professional way. They may not be a full-time reseller, and that's okay. They are a part-time reseller. They have another 9 to 5, but they bring great things to their sales. They're providing you with wonderful customer service. You're getting your items in a timely manner. There isn't drama after drama after drama, and this and that and this and that, and things are falling down around them. And and they're prepared. If you be prepared, you're having a sale. If you have a scheduled sale every single week, you're having a sale. You should be prepared. When you hit record, you are ready to go. You're prepared. That is important to be successful in selling things. Is if big box stores weren't prepared, they'd go under. They wouldn't be able to keep their head above water. You have to be prepared.
Yeah, 100%. It did. It went right to my junk folder.
Yeah, you have to check that spam.
But oh, I remember what I was going to say. I was going to say integrity. It's about, holding yourself responsible. And I'm going to say this there too. And I'm going to be honest and I'm going to be so real with everybody out there because I think, especially with a lot of the live sales, especially whatnot, you know what I mean? People think, hey, I can do that. I think that I think that anybody can try it, and this is gonna be hard. I think anybody can try it. I don't think everybody's going to succeed at it. And the reason is because you have to be able to hold yourself accountable. If you have something scheduled, you need to stick to it. If you've made a commitment, you need to stick to it. You don't, you, if you want to grow and be a business, if you want everybody to recognize you when you walk in the room, okay, if you want to be the one making the $600 on one item, if you want the 600 and 700 people at your sales, you have to work for it. You don't get it just by virtue of being yourself. That helps if you have a good personality, but you have to work for it. You have to hold yourself accountable, because if you don't hold yourself accountable, just as I said earlier, the people that are supposed to be buying from you, the people that are supporting you, they're going to turn the channel because there is going to be somebody else who is going to put forth the effort and the work, and they're going to be the up and coming. Just like Misty said, there are people out there that are working real hard that don't get the recognition that they do deserve because they're working for it. You know what I mean? But that's up to you guys. That's up to the community to decide. This isn't right. This isn't for me. And I'm going to move on and I'm going to take my business elsewhere. Look for people that respect themselves, because if they can respect themselves, they're going to respect you.
And don't be guilted into buying from someone just because you feel sorry for them.
Right. Right.
That's enabling. Don't be an enabler.
And that it's difficult because, that's there is, I have seen it countless times, almost every single time that we have had a sale, that we have had a chat. There are just shining examples of some of the best attributes of humanity within this community. There are so many people that are so quick to give without question, selflessly at that. And it is a beautiful thing to see. And I have to say that it hurts my soul when I feel like I see those people being taken advantage of. Because as I said earlier, I try not to make other people's business my business, but it gets really close for me when I see people that I know are doing things with a pure, generous heart and it's being taken advantage of. It makes me want to
Scream.
act out. Yeah. Free throat hug.
Well, I mean, it's hard. It is. It's hard. I mean, and it's, there are so many people with such big hearts, and we all, none of us are perfect. I for sure am not. But the reputation, yeah, is, and it can be hard when sometimes when people do kind of throw out some kind of garbage thing, and it's, you want to defend yourself, but you know what, it isn't, when you lay your head on your pillow at night and you've done the best that you can, that's all you can do. And there is room for everybody to try it, but you have to, there's a lot to keep up with because there's a lot of people doing this now, and you really have to collaborate. But you have to be careful when you collaborate. And honestly, I've had people that have said, I've been too scared to ask, I want to do something and I'm so scared to ask. Honestly, when people do ask me to do collabs and stuff, I kind of am like, are you asking me? Because nobody asks me sometimes. Now, listen, don't fill my inbox with it, because the other caveat to that is, I've also had to say no, and people get mad. So if you ask another content creator, a big channel, a small channel, doesn't matter, and they say no, don't be mad. Be I don't know what.
Patient.
Be patient, because I do live sales with people. I'm very picky who I do live sales with. I've learned my lesson with that, and I'm booked up till November, actually December. I'm booked up for till the end of the year. So just don't be mad if someone says no.
Yeah,
Because
that's right.
it's not personal. It's just there's no time.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. And I think that that's, and we can go back to an original point that you were making about what?
I, I
How
had
you
dinner.
did.
I had dinner with Tim and Jerry tonight. They bought our dinner. They celebrated. Mark and I have been married for 24 years, and they bought our dinner. Thank you guys. It was so much fun. Sorry. Subscribe to their channel too, by the way. I love them.
Ew, 24 years. The
We've
fact
been
that you
together
can
for
be, I
30.
know, but the fact that you can be together for that long, and that's like, yeah, like, ew, because I can apply that to myself, and that grosses me out because then I'm like, oh my God, we're old.
Oh, I gotta let Maybell out. Hang on.
Okay. Oh my goodness. I'm not digging that feeling. Wow, this has been a really great chat this evening, you guys. I want to thank you all for bringing, we're not done yet, but I want to thank you guys for bringing up some really good topics to talk about. Like I said, you guys, we have the privilege really of being up here on camera, and we are able to do that because of every single one of you out there individually and, of course, collectively. So thank you for tuning back into Vintage Rescue Squad. Again, you guys have had some great questions. You had some great comments. Thank you for making this night really comfortable and organic and real.
Well, that's what we really want 4i Vintage to be, to where we're being open and honest. And I mean, is this business fun and fabulous and great and such a sense of community? Absolutely it is. And it's so, I feel blessed. Is there a lot of, have I cried many a tears and have broken down? And yes, it's stressful. But you don't always see that part of it, because I don't want to focus on my pains and my hurts, because you don't need that. As a viewer, you don't want to hear about that stuff. You want to be uplifted. You want to watch something and it feel good when you stop watching it. And that's what I want you to laugh, and I want you to have a good time and feel good, and maybe like, I'm going to go out to an antique mall. I want to go out and I want to go shopping. And you're going to go out and you're going to support your antique malls. And you're going to, I don't know. It's just,
Well, I think that's,
you want to be a fountain and not a drain.
yes. But I think that's the thing, maybe that some people, I think that they miss the point on that, because the saying misery loves company. Do you know what I'm saying? So when misery is surrounded by company, they have a hard time realizing that they're not really building a community, right? They just have somebody that's like miserable with them. And here, just like we said earlier, we want, when something goes bad and somebody comes into the chat, then it kind of brings the chat down. So we want to make sure that we're putting out content and helping to have a community that's uplifting, and where those bright shining examples of humanity, they are enabled to thrive in very organic and real ways. And you guys develop friendships and relationships, and that's what it's about. But we do that by being positive and uplifting, and not like, oh my God, you guys, today you're never gonna believe, like, I wanted to scream and shout and kick because I had no idea my life. If, oh, let me just tell you about this, that, and it's draining. It's
but
like
the box, everyone wants to know about what's going on with the box. That's the only part of negative, Misty, that you're going to see. Don't you know about the box at the shop? Tracy knows about the box at the shop. She just asked
hey,
for the box. Hey, Naked. I already found love. Today's my 24th year anniversary. I'm like, 24? I already found love, Naked. Go somewhere else. And I'm blurry, so they can't see me anyway.
What is the what is the what do you
Michael, if you don't watch my Instagram stories, I'm gonna beat you with the wet noodle.
Girl, today he has not had time to watch it.
This has been a saga for like 2 weeks with the box. You're just gonna have to watch my stories later on.
Oh, rude.
There's a box that's it. I don't want to take up the time for it, but someone won't pick up their trash.
Oh, that box. I didn't know where you were outside by the garbage can.
No, yeah, the garbage can box. I'm not picking up the box.
I was thinking like a shipping box. That's why I'm like.
There could be a severed head in this box, and I don't want to implicate myself into a crime, get my fingerprints on it.
Then wear rubber gloves and pick it up.
It's not my box, Michael. It's been rained on.
It is now. She's just gonna wait till it disintegrates. She's gonna let nature take its course. And then if there's a severed head in there, then you're gonna have a severed head. Sitting next to your garbage.
Said, no, it was Vinny. Vinny said, Misty, what if there's really good vintage in that box? And I'm like, there's not. It's a kitty litter container and a trash bag. Tim said, that'd be gold.
I had somebody send me something in a Depends men's box before. I mean, you don't know what could lie in that box.
Hey, if it was a durable box, it was okay. It was free.
I was like, oh, you gotta be kidding me right now. You're gonna send grown men's Depends to me in the mail like that with my name on it. Okay. Thanks.
Oh my God. Oh, listen, just so you guys know, this is okay. I'm preparing. Now this may change, but I'm just going to say, I'm thinking that I might do a series on my channel starting in August that I'm not going to go shopping at all the whole entire month. And I'm going to focus on what I already have.
Get those blessings.
Because I got a lot.
She does.
And I need to I'm not going to shop all month. By the end, I might be, I don't know, I might be going a little crazy, but I want to try it.
Well, you should step out of the norm. Step out of your comfort zone. That's when we grow the most.
Yeah, I'm going to try it. I think. Because we're going to Colorado. I'll have a lot of content on. Yeah, I don't know that it'll be a live video, but I'm going to clean out this section of the shop. I'm going to take everything off of these shelves. Good luck with that.
No.
Let's take bets on that. That's what my husband said. Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, but I'm going to try it. Maybe, does anybody else want to do it with me?
I don't have enough stuff to.
Oh, Lord, I do. I do, because you have to think about it. I had a brick and mortar antique store, and I had a dad that has had 40, 50 years worth of stuff. I mean, I've got stuff in every nook and cranny of this building that I would like to focus on. But I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. I think.
No, looking turns into buying, Susan.
It does. Oh my gosh. It does, because you're like, well, that's only $25. Or that's only 50 cents. I mean,
you could start. Why don't you start doing? There you go. Why don't you do like small collections? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you could put together your own little theme. I know you don't like themes.
It stresses me out that like someone's going to get this box and they're going to think it's stupid.
Well, don't make it a mystery box, but do like small lots. Like, put together, like, if you have like maybe small dog figurines, put together a lot of them. Don't sell them. Why? Do you know what I mean?
We'll see.
She's okay.
It's just an idea. Now, what I might do, I'm going to segue into this real quick, but I do have members. I've created memberships, and you'll see that tomorrow, because if you're a member, you get special icons. I'm excited to see them too, honestly. So Mark has an icon with that ugly vase that he found. And
What'd you just say?
oh yeah, that lady that commented that was the ugliest vase she's ever seen in her
Oh,
life.
I was like, Jim, I thought you were saying that. I was like, what? Did you just call that bittersweet ugly?
No. And
It's
then
like,
there's
I'm
Mr.
offended.
Fluffer Pants. So I'm gonna see, and I have, you can go to my YouTube channel. It'll have all the membership things. And I think there's two tiers. The second tier, starting on Monday night, next Monday, I'm going to go live at 7:15 before Vintage Rescue Squad for a members only chat.
The
So that's
bittersweet was the ugliest vase ever? That was the vase?
yeah.
Oh, this lady offended me now.
She sells actual antiques, Michael.
Well, so do I, but I still love a good bittersweet.
And she also commented, she said, I use books to read, not to decorate.
You can do you know the beauty of a book? You can do both.
I
You
know.
can do
That's
both.
what I said. And I'm like, I kind of like her comments though. I really do. She's like, I use books to read, not to decorate.
You should have said, "Oh my God, is that what they're for? Really?
You
Uh,
read?
I thought the library was an accessory store, girl."
Oh yeah, it's great. It's great. But yeah, so I don't know. And I've told Michael this too. If I can't keep up with the memberships, I may be like, I can't, but I'm going to give it a go. And I think that if I can do this too, I'm trying to incorporate it with things that I'm already doing. Because usually on Monday nights, I'm sitting here at 7 o'clock and I'm like, I'm just waiting for it to start. So I might do that. I am going to do that. And then I might go live for 30 minutes on a Thursday on a shipping day, and we can talk about shipping for my members. So
There you go. Ruthie's gonna join.
hey,
Mm-hmm.
I
So
love
you,
these books for all kinds of stuff.
yeah. How are you gonna? You're gonna have to. Well, there you go, because you're gonna go to Colorado in July. Okay, and then you're gonna get back the 1st of August. So
Uh-huh.
then you can't buy anything in August because in
No,
September
I got lots of buying to do.
we do. Yes, we do.
Michael, we get to see each other in July and then again in September.
Yes, we do.
If you don't know, Michael and I have only met one time.
Yeah. But I would not, I don't feel that way though.
No, I don't either.
Like, I don't,
I don't either.
it's weird.
It is weird.
It is weird.
Now, listen, if you are a member, sometimes you may need to say, Misty, you need to post some membership stuff because I hope I don't forget. I'm trying to remember. We want our money's worth, Misty.
Oh my God. You know what would be a good one? Like, you could do a live shop with me for your members only.
Yeah, but people might get mad because I said it's not going to be a live sale because people are like, well, if you're
No, 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 no. A live shop with me. Like,
well,
remember
I
how,
think I am at my favorite antique mall. I don't know if Lisa's watching. I've already talked to her, and we're gonna test it to see how the internet will.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's a great idea.
yeah, yep. Shop my store on Whatnot. Oh God, I don't think I could, Karen. That would be confusing to me. That Whatnot is so fast paced. I have to be stationary.
What, to do a live sale on Whatnot in an antique mall?
Yeah, in my no,
Oh,
in my shop, in my shop.
oh. Well, I mean, I don't know. Like, you can literally just have the camera and then just start pulling stuff off the shelf.
Jean, I'm considering it to the extravaganza in Florida in November. Michael, maybe we'll get to see each other in November too. Every
I,
other month. Every
I
other month.
mean, here's the thing, and I'm gonna about to be shady, Gene. I'm gonna be shady, okay?
Don't
Like,
be treated to Jean.
I know, but Florida drivers, oh, ugh. I
No,
can't. I can't. Mm-mm. No. Isn't there one in like Connecticut?
I don't know. I've
Like,
never been east of Ohio. I'm not a world traveler. I'm going to see the Rocky Mountains for the first time and I will cry.
no, you're not.
Michael, you'll get to experience it with me. I will cry. I will
You're like,
sing the national anthem and cry. I'll wave my little flag.
I'd be like, I don't know this woman at all.
You
Park
wait.
Rangers, help! There's a crazy woman over here. She needs help. She needs help.
Oh, Naples is east of Ohio. I mean, that's south, though. I don't like Naples. I'm sorry if you live in Naples, but I I don't know. It's very Michael will probably like it. It's very that's where I had the expensive whatever those were called. The
Your truffles.
oh God.
Where? Naples, Florida?
Yeah, it was what? $60 more per plate for
Where
those.
is that? Like down? Is that southern Florida or is that Panhandle?
It's southern Florida.
Oh, I can't. I don't like. I'm sorry, but like, I don't know. Ever since I moved back from Mississippi, I do not tolerate the heat at all anymore. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, I cannot. My brain, the humidity. I can't handle the humidity. My brain stops working.
It's going to be interesting to see us in high altitude.
I'm nervous about that. I'm not even lying. I'm like,
Sarah's like, you got to drink water. Got to drink water. I'm like,
why do you have my ass breathe, girl?
is Mountain Dew okay? Well, Mountain Dew,
No,
there's a bit of water in Mountain Dew.
no, no. Don't worry. I'm gonna make sure that I have my asthma inhaler re-upped, so I'll have a fresh one to go. No joke. It was 108 in Texas. See, I
I
can't
love
do it.
Texas. Oh, I love Texas. I love Texas.
Uh-uh. Jana, I don't appreciate that. She done said it was because I was getting old. I know.
I
I could be
love Texas.
freezing cold. I could be freezing. I will take freezing cold over hot any day of the week.
Oh no, not me. Not me.
Lois can't breathe there in the humidity. Girl, come up north. No, you know where you should go is go out there to the California.
Oh, I love California.
Lois, move to California. You need a reason. There you go.
Everything's so fresh in California. All the fruits and the vegetables, and I still well, we went to Old Town in San Diego, and I've never. It was the best. It was just a plain tortilla that a lady was selling on the side of the street. And you can ask, oh, that's Dad. I still talk about how good that tortilla was. It was warm. It was handmade. I'm like, every time we eat anything with a tortilla, I'm like, do you remember that time we got those fresh?
He's like, yeah, I do. You remind me to spell once a week. Uh-huh.
Oh, man. So,
alrighty. Yeah, go.
Tomorrow, 1 o'clock Eastern, is our Christmas in July sale. I think, well, I know I have put up a reel and pictures. I'm pretty sure Michael has too on Instagram. And I will, after this is over, I will add, well, YouTube only allows 5 pictures at a time. So I'll add 5 pictures that YouTube allows. But if you want to see more, go over to Instagram. Also, I
forgot to put our links down.
You can do it later. Also, at 10 o'clock Eastern tomorrow, I'm having a Whatnot sale. Now, I know we talked about being consistent and having your sales, and I have changed the date and time of my other Christmas and July sale on Whatnot about 5 times. And I may change it because I'm trying to get it all done. And because I want to be prepared, and I'm not prepared. And if I'm not prepared, I'm not going to do it. But tomorrow at 10 o'clock Eastern on Whatnot, I'm having another sale. And then Wednesday, I'm having a sale with Cindy, Mimi's Treasure Cottage at 1:00. Oh, and then, gosh darn it, David, what time is our sale Wednesday night?
You're at 7.
7:00 on the Vintage Gents on Mother Tucker Antiques.
Yes.
I brought that stuff home. Well, let me show you one thing.
Okay. I took out this stupid thing on the back of this hat. Now I can't get it back and it saved my life.
Look at this.
I'm guessing it's a tiger.
It's a tiger. But I'm also going to have, where'd they go? Oh, here they are. Can you see? Am I blurry?
Those are Galaxy bottles, yes.
Wednesday night on Mother Tucker's Antiques. 7:00 Eastern.
It's a stair set. It's a stripe type of thing.
Write it all down on the whiteboard for it. It is a tiger. It's a tiger.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you. Thank you everyone for coming and joining us again on Vintage Rescue Squad. There is definitely a lot to go on. That made zero sense. There is a lot going on this week. So the easiest thing, as Misty said, is just to make sure that you're following us both on YouTube and Instagram. Don't forget, you can now catch us both on Whatnot. You can follow our shops, follow our Instagram pages, subscribe to our YouTube channels. We most certainly would appreciate it. It's free to do all of that. It's just a little bit of encouragement for us. Thank you guys so much for spending this Monday evening with us. We hope you had a good night. Remember, next week, Vintage Rescue Squad will be back with guests on Misty's channel. And tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern, we're having our sale. Kitschmas in July.
Yay.
I don't know. She might have been talking about that. Thank you, guys. You all have a good night. Thank you for coming in. We'll see you hopefully tomorrow.
Yeah.
Good night, guys.
Good night.